Hi, this is Frank Fortunato with CATEX TV in Princeton. Today is Thursday, November 3rd, 2011. GlaxoSmithKline has just announced it's going to pay $3 billion US to settle a criminal inquiry against it concerning deceptive sales practices, apparently. Just came over the wires. Meanwhile, yesterday and last night, thousands of protesters from the Occupy Wall Street movement shut down America's fifth busiest cargo facility. The port of Oakland handles about $39 billion a year of imports and exports and stopped operations after being swarmed by thousands of protesters. The city was not shut down by the protests, but many businesses closed anyway. George Soros, the financier, has pulled the plug on collateralized reinsurer Q Re. He's elected to pull his funds from the collateralized entity as he continues his retrenchment from the sector. This is being reported by Insurance Insider. In Chicago early this morning at about 5 a.m., a freight train carrying hazardous material crashed and burst into flames in a suburb. It sent fumes and smoke airborne. The train was carrying hazardous material. Smoke and fumes were being blown to the southwest on 20-mile-an-hour northeasterly winds. According to CBS News, the train is owned and operated by Canadian National. Derailed about 5:10 a.m. in an industrial park between Bartlett and South Elgin, Illinois. Here's an interesting story. Swiss Re's headline is that they saw third quarter net income more than double after a one-off payment. However, you begin to read it, it says the third quarter figure increased 118% year on year to $1.35 billion in Q3 2011, up from $618 million in 2010. That's a big increase. They said in their statement in the third quarter of 2011, an investment loss of $2.2 billion was passed through to policyholders compared to a prior gain of $2 billion in the prior year period. Stefan Lepp said that the results had been influenced by moderate natural cat activity in Q3. He said the floods in Thailand are expected to have a severe impact, but the flooding is still ongoing. It's not possible to evaluate damage. Operating income for 2011 was $1.01 billion compared to $1.09 billion last year. It was down 7%. Premiums earned were up to $3.4 billion as compared to $2.8 billion. The combined ratio increased 76.4% to 80.8%. All in all, not a bad year given the circumstances. It was a big ferry fire in the Gulf of Aqaba late last night. A number of people heading home for the Muslim holiday of Eid. The ferry was the Pella, as pictured here. 1,200 people are on board. At least one person has died. A number of people have apparently swum away. It was a huge rescue operation with helicopters and military from Egypt and Jordan. Validus is still on the march. Apparently, Transatlantic's board turned down their offer. Ed Noonan is now going direct to the Transatlantic shareholders. He wants to replace the independent shareholders with the independent board members with his own board members. That cargo ship that ran aground in New Zealand last month that began to leak oil, causing the worst environmental damage in New Zealand's history, it looks like it's going to break up any day now. The Liberian flag Rena is being battered by a storm, adding further stress to its hull. Most of the containers have already fallen off the ship. It's too unsafe for anybody to be on board, but there are monitors that have been placed on board. They're expecting that the ship is going to break apart and the remaining oil on the ship is going to then spill. That's the news for today. President Obama has already appeared in Cannes. They're having a press conference now with President Sarkozy, and we'll see what happens over the next few days in this continuing saga. Thank you for watching.